Okay, we're going to show you an install video of the MX4 backflip on a 2025 F-150. You open up the box and you see it packaged quite nicely. I mean, you have everything you need. 2 rails. You're going to have the corners covered, instructions, which are actually really well made. Here's a hardware pack. You have some clamps. Those are going to keep the rails on the side. You're going to have some bumpers for the glass. You'll have some other things that keep the backflip down. You'll have a seal, some water tubes. So the first thing you're going to do is clean off the ridge by the cab with isopropyl alcohol. You're going to then put your seal down, stretching it slightly as you pull it across. Trim off a little bit. You really want no gap here. This is just fitting the rail on the side of the truck. This should be done just to make sure you got the right piece. And then here you go. Put it in the hole. It's the first thing you're going to do. You're going to put the water drainage tube down there. I'm sure you could trim it if you want, but I don't know. Just left it there. We'll see if it causes any issues. They didn't say to trim it, so I didn't. So you're going to put that in, and they're going to take the female end of that tube, and you're going to snap it into the male end of the rail, and that's going to be your drainage as the water pools down that rail. So it goes out the bottom of the truck. And then you're going to start fitting the rails to it with these clamps. So you have to be really careful to push the front piece of the clamp all the way up into the extrusion and pinch it very much towards the top so it sits square, or else your back won't close. You're really going to want to do these little by little. So put them on, tighten them a little bit, and look how clean that is. Very clean install. So again, just going through 3 clamps per side on this short bed F-150. Having a second pair of hands is pretty helpful. They really can hold that rail square to the bed, and you can then just kind of adjust the clamps and push them as you go. So this takes a while. It's a little bit repetitive, and this is what you're going to want to adjust if you feel like the top isn't snapping appropriately. All right, this is the other side. Drainage tube in, attached, clamps going through. Again, rinse and repeat. And yeah, you're just going to keep adjusting it so you have a nice and square, tight, clamped rail to the side of your bed. This is the fun part. You got to take out the big BAKFlip MX4 from its box. It comes fully assembled except for a couple of clips, which we'll show you in a moment. But look how beautiful that is. Nice and matte finish. I'm sure that'll get hot in the Texas sun, but just don't stand on it. So these little star arms, these are the ones that are going to lock down the front to the rail. You'll temporarily install them while you're going ahead to install these other clips. These clips are when you have a partial fold, the back gets secured down. So you put a little gasket on the plastic. You want to make sure the opening is facing the rear of your truck so that the nylon strap goes in. Yeah, and then you're just going to want to basically use the rivet and the screw and sandwich the clip onto the backflip. Yeah, just a simple screwdriver. You can use a driver if you want. Not really necessary. And then this is a 2-person job, but this is the fun part. You got to put this thing on. Then once you get it on, you're going to want to make sure that it's nice and centered. So you'll flip it up, and you'll make sure that the stars can align and clip down onto the side, and also move it left and right and center it if you can. So there, I'm just tightening down, not all the way, because the next part is you're going to want to keep adjusting it and making sure all points of contact are snapping down into the side rails. So once that's all done, you can adjust it front, back, left, and right, making sure that all your seals are going to be covered and pretty much waterproof. And yeah, that's it. So then you keep folding it down, and then once you have it adjusted, you're going to put on these bumpers. These will prevent the glass from getting shattered from when you flip it up. So this one goes against the bed. And here it is in action. So that's the one-handed operation. You can see I could flip it up as easy as one-handed. There's a couple options to leaving it down, so you can strap it in there, or you can flip it up fully. And here it is going against the glass. You can then also pop open the support. Single head operation. Just snap it up, and then you do both sides. You should be good on the highway. Great cover, nice and waterproof. You can see that little bit of water that came up when I flipped up the cover, but look how dry the bed is. Apart from the corners, this is really good, nice and dry. Enjoy it.